Clearly, the characteristics of the A-10 aircraft are designed for survivability as well as low susceptibility.
Yeah, he's going to come. The other one's yeah. Slow down.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the two A-10s go out to reposition now for their tactical attacks, they'll be going into what is first called a line formation that is separated about 6,000 feet apart. As they head out to the east, they will transition to a trail, one airplane following the other about a mile in trail. A Maverick attack, that is a television-guided missile that's fired from approximately 2 to 3 miles away. This is called a fire and forget missile because once we lock on through our television cameras, we can fire the missile and then depart the area before the missile even impacts its target. Here they come, ladies and gentlemen, the two A-10 demo pilots doing their first line Maverick attack.
Oh, what is going to way do that?
Okay, missiles are just about away, and they'll be turning to the left. To the right, to the left. As they go out to make their second gun pass, that would be a simulated pass with the 30mm Gatling gun cannon. They will be doing what's called a cross turn. You'll notice both airplanes turning in towards each other to reposition for the attack. As the A-10s approach again, I'd like to point out that the 30mm cannon is lethal from at least a mile away. They can destroy a tank with just a few bullets. As the airplanes approach for their guns attack, they will be jinking out from each other, going down the runway to set up for their next pass. Repositioning now both to the north and the south, Majors Hager and Major St. Clair will be coming back in to do an opposing pass. You'll get a good look at the planform view of the A-10 Thunderbolt II Fighter Squadron. Mad Dog and Saint.
Here they come. Here they come.
As the airplanes approach, they reach a closing speed of about 600 miles an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, the two A-10s now are joining up to demonstrate what we call fingertip formation. That is the ability of two airplanes to fly in very close proximity. These airplanes, which are approximately 50 feet long and 50 feet of wingspan, will be flying with no more than 2 to 3 feet wingtip clearance. This is a maneuver that we do to expedite our returns or to make sure the two airplanes can stay together through the clouds. Not a tactical maneuver, but a maneuver needed to make sure we get airplanes where we want to go, when we want to go. Approaching now from show left, call your attention to the A-10s in close fingertip formation as they make another high-speed pass.
Here they come. Cover your ears.
As they approach, they will be doing a tactical pitch-up to a landing pattern. after this pass, there will be a low approach. They will not land. They will come by and show you a typical landing pattern. They will be going out, joining up for a tactical formation for 2 more passes. They will be bombing and strafing a target, which is just on the other side of the runway. Formation. That is one airplane out at approximately a 45-degree angle, about 3,000 to 6,000 feet behind the second one. They're repositioning now to attack from the north to the south. We call your attention to Show Central, just across the runway from the narration stand, where the 2 A-10s will be up, simulating a bombing and strafing attack on a target.
Turn on its back.
The attack consists of a pop-up maneuver for altitude. They are back in for the attack now, and as they come in, drop their bombs and bombs away, bombs away.
Somebody should.
As they come around for the last pass, ladies and gentlemen, they will be switching roles. Number 1 will be up to drop his bombs. Number 2 will be strafing with the 30mm Gatling gun. We just got word number 1 airplane is in his pop-up. He's going up to gain altitude to be able to release his ordnance and escape without flying through the cloud. As you'll notice, the bombs go off shortly after the airplane passes over the target. These bombs have small parachutes behind them to slow them down so that the airplanes can escape and not be hit by the fragments of their own bombs. For their last pass, they will be coming up to a pitch up for a landing pattern. After the landing, don't go away because they're going to stop using a minimum run landing right in front of the crowd. They will turn, face the crowd, show their appreciation for your attention by flexing their landing lights and also waggling their yellow arms. Number 2.
Oh, that was it. See that jet go by?
Butterfly.
That's a jet. I'm going to make a supposed to be making a minimum runway line.
Ladies and gentlemen, approaching now from the left are the 2 A-10 airplanes coming in for their landing. This will be a minimum run landing. The airplanes will be touching down, deploying their speed brakes, and using maximum braking to stop in approximately 2,000 feet of landing roll.
Just touch down. Okay. Yeah, he stopped really good.
Ladies and gentlemen, airplane number 2, followed by Rod St. Clair, will be stopping in front. After the airplane stops, they will turn, face the crowd, and show their appreciation for you. We'd ask that when I give you the signal that you show your appreciation to them. Wait till they turn, waggle their wings, and then you'll be able to wave your hat to show them just how much you appreciated their demo. Airplane. left to right now. His engine back near idle, so you can tell the difference in the power settings, difference in the audio. A good platform view of the T-33 Silverstar Canadian Air Forces. Following a turn to adapt extended, speed brakes out. Ready for landing. After cleanup of the gear and flaps, the airplane will head out to the north. It will be coming back to the field to demonstrate the turning performance of the T-33 aircraft.
You can't see what those things are. Oh, there it is. Okay, here he comes.
Captain Black repositions now for his final maneuver. He will be exiting to the southern end, that is the right end of the field. He'll be coming back at low altitude, performing a spider pull-up to a downwind for his full-stop landing.
I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the right, the last pass now of the T-33, coming up for a right turn pull-up for landing. The next event after the landing of the T-33 will be the takeoff of the RF-4 Phantom II reconnaissance airplane. This airplane has been in service for over 30 years as well, has been used in a variety of roles in a variety of services in many different countries around the world. Well over 5,000 F-4s were produced in different versions for different countries. The RF-4, the reconnaissance version, is unarmed. Their job is to take pictures of the enemy. How would you like to do that? Flying low and J79 turbojet engine has a top speed in excess of Mach 2, that is something more than 1,400 miles an hour. Coming from the right now, the Phantom II RF-4 speed. Part of the 150th Tactical Reconnaissance Group stationed in the They will be coming back in about an hour to make several high-speed passes and give you some more noise and fun from the F-16 coming in for landing. This helicopter will be doing a demonstration later in the afternoon of aerial rescue and pickup. As the F-15s begin their taxi into position, they will be taking off from left to right. These two airplanes are piloted by former members of the 104th Attack Fighter Group, Lieutenant Colonel Bob Dolan, who is now associated with the Georgia Air National Guard at Dobbins Air Force Base outside of Atlanta. His wingman is Major Gene Fritz. Both of these gentlemen were former A-10 pilots, members of the 131st Attack Fighter Squadron. In fact, Major Dolan was the operations officer of the 131st. Ladies and gentlemen, as the F-15 taxi into position, we'd like to remind you again that there is absolutely no smoking permitted anywhere in the vicinity of the ramp or within 50 feet of any aircraft. This is for our safety and your safety, as the airplanes do contain quantities of kerosene and jet fuel. The F-15 Eagles are a two-engine air superiority fighter built by McDonnell Douglas. They have a maximum speed of in excess of Mach 2. This airplane is highly capable, carrying a variety of air-to-air missiles, both radar and infrared guided, as well as an internally mounted 20mm Gatling machine gun. Ladies and gentlemen, as we check into position, I have an announcement. Look in your pocket to see if you are looking. Gentlemen, direct your attention to the Eastern Show Center, the two F-15s will be doing the high-speed pass. They will be in a trail formation, approximately an hour. Two F-15 Eagles from the Atlanta, the Georgia Air National Guard.
Here they go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Squid and Gino setting up now for a max rate turn. We'll have one airplane attempting to track the other through a series of difficult maneuvers. So we call your attention to both airplanes doing maximum performance turns. They're now about 3 miles east of the field. They'll be turning in, approaching from show left. Wait. Approaching now from the left, just below the tree line, we call your attention to two of the world's premier air superiority fighters, the F-15 Eagle. The trailing wingman is just called a Fox 2. That means missile away. The number one airplane goes into a turn. paper trails due to the condensation of the water as they turn. You'll see the number 1 F-15 with his landing gear down, flaps down, and speed brake extended. The F-15, because of its great maneuverability, is able to land in a very short field. It lands at a very slow speed, has a very large wing form, and can stop very rapidly without the use of thrust reversers, as do most commercial airliners use.
There's one coming slow in, there's one coming fast.
Approaching now from show left, ladies and gentlemen, the high-speed, low-speed pass of the F-15. Okay, notice one airplane at approximately 120 miles an hour, the other airplane at approximately 500 miles an hour. Gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Nolan, repositioning his flight now. Approaching from show left, ladies and gentlemen, the world's best air superiority fighter. As they do aerodynamic braking to slow their down. Ladies and gentlemen, as the feet land, notice that their keep their noses way up in the air. This is how they perform aerodynamic braking. This helps stop the airplane and reduces the brake wear. It stops the airplane in the minimum distance that they can without using the brake. Taking off from show center left to right, please, I'd like to remind you that there's no smoking on the ramp, no smoking within 50 feet of any airplane. The airplanes on the ramp, static displays, and any airplanes you see do have large amounts of fuel on them. No smoking in those areas. I'd like to remind you also, if you need water, AquaCool is giving away water at 4 different stations distributed throughout the field. Fire stations, the Hamilton Standard Prop booth, and down by the 141. And ladies and gentlemen, I tried to give away a set of keys. We have 11 keys on a ring here. If someone comes to show control center and can describe those keys, he's going to be the winner of this key ring. We believe that they were lost near the B-52. You see a person who is not tipped over to one side because the keys are missing out of his pocket. If you send him out here, we'd like to return those keys to him. One more reminder, the Winter Force Tech Fighter Group has 2 A-10s up at the static display area, and they are taking pictures of you inside the airplane with a helmet on. As a reminder, do not show up at the office next week without a picture of you in an A-10. sweep as he comes through in a variety of passes this afternoon. Directing your attention now, straight ahead. The F-14A plus Tomcat. Thrust of the engines, give them more turning, more climbing capability. On this next pass, you'll get to see the airplane in a plan view. You'll get to see the wings sweeping from full forward, which they are now, to a full swept position of approximately 68 degrees. The airplane will change in shape from a normal-looking airplane to a delta wing. To approach from show left. Ladies and gentlemen, the F-14 will be approaching with its wings fully swept down. He will be doing a 360-degree hyperforce. Repositioning now from the upper right. The airplane will enter from your right, and it will do a slow roll. During the slow roll, the wings will be swept from their fully aft position to the fully forward position. For a slow-speed landing demonstration. This pass, he will be simulating a carrier recovery. He'll have his landing gear and flaps extended, as well as his tail hook and speed brake out. Approaching at approximately 120 miles an hour gives you a sense of the maneuverability from the high speed to the low speed. Again, it's calling your attention to show right as the F-14 approaches in its carrier landing configuration. next pass will be approaching from the left. The F-14 will come in, execute a 360-degree maximum performance turn at approximately 6 to 7 feet. Following that turn, Lieutenant Flatley will pull the airplane up to what is known as a double Immelman, or a vertical 8 maneuver. He will climb out to first half of a loop. He will then roll the airplane wings level and pull up to the second half, completing his loop, or a vertical 8. These airplanes are the first airplanes that have the excess power capacity to do this. For a high-speed pass, ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Flatley will...
I'll hear nothing till it's past.
Right to left. The next pass will be an approach to landing configuration. The F-14 approaching from the left, at low altitude. Will do what is called a pop-up tuck under brake. In this maneuver, you will pull up, roll the airplane in the opposite direction from which he wants to go, and end up doing a left-hand turn. So the airplane will roll to the right, approximately 270 degrees. Setting up now for its first landing pass, which will be a touch-and-go landing. Flats is configuring the airplane, slowing it down. The wings are coming forward, and the landing gear will be coming down. This particular pass, he will be controlling the airplane very finely to land at a precise spot here in front of show control, showing you the ability to very accurately land. You will hear position touchdown. Following this touch and go, he will pull up to a dirty Immelman, that is landing gear flaps down. He will be doing a vertical half a loop maneuver. now for its full stop landing. The F-14A Plus Tomcat will be coming in, landing and stopping in front of the crowd, like the A-10 demo. He would like to show his appreciation to you, so he'll be stopping and bowing to you as he goes down the runway. F-14 Tomcat will now be landing from the right to the left, and he will taxi up to say hello to you before he returns to his parking spot. Ladies and gentlemen, as the Tomcat approaches Show Center, show them a great round of applause, wave your hats, let them know that they're really out there appreciating you. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. He's happy, glad to be back, glad to give you a great show. Sure you're glad to see it also. Notice his ailerons and spoilers waving at him, have his nose yet to say hello. Ladies and gentlemen, as we set up for the Texas Air National Guard, very much, and good afternoon, everybody. We're from the 182nd TAC Fighter Squadron at Kelly Air Force Base with the Texas Air National Guard, San Antonio, home of the gunfighters. Today you'll see a demonstration by two of our general pilots from the squadron flying the F-16A Fighting Falcon. These jets are some of the older jets in the inventory, because the newest, latest, and greatest F-16s coming out now are the C and D model, which you can see over on the stag display, as well as we have a third jet that I flew up a couple days ago that's over there as well. We have the big SA on the tail. The F-16A today are powered by the Pratt & Whitney F100-200 engine, with full afterburner, capable of producing 25,000 pounds. About this time, the aircraft are still accelerating, and they're going through approximately 350 knots at this time. One of the advantages of the F-16 is its small size. It has great maneuverability and quick acceleration. maneuvers he makes and stay out of the small arms fire as close to the ground. As they set up now for their next tactical task, they'll be doing level angle bombs and low angle high drag bombs, simulate different types of ordnance they can carry on the aircraft. With these weapons, notice how they pop to a higher altitude, roll, acquire the target, and roll in. Elvis on the left, Bub on the right. We also carry the 20 millimeter cannon, capable of shooting 6,000 rounds per minute. As they set up now for their next tactical pass, they'll be simulating a straight pass, coming off target for a knife edge pass. May I have your attention, please? We have a little lost girl named Caitlin. Caitlin's lost her parents, and you can pick her up over at the announcer stand. She has a little pink Mickey Mouse shirt on. A little girl by the name of Caitlin. From left to right, simulating straight pass. The F-16 built by General Dynamics is a full fly-by-wire system. Just an example of the power of the Pratt & Whitney engine. Elvis said today he's not going to let Bubba try to gun him, so he's going to try to make him miss today. Okay, from your left to right, F-16. You better jig, son. I think you got him. Well, now you've seen some of the high-performance characteristics of the airplane, just how fast it can go. What we're going to do is we're going to set up a little airspeed demo. Elvis is going to slow it down. After Bubba passes him on the right, Elvis will scoop up the berm and take the left.
No, I think his dad's got Caitlin now. So. I think someone finally believed her.
That's when they make the most noise. Here they are. They're so quiet.
From standard booth and two other locations throughout for free aqua-cool waters. We'd like to remind you also that we have a video being made of. If anybody that is not lost, you can watch the rest of the air show as we continue. You'll notice we have a couple of CH-53 one CH-53 helicopter departing at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, the helicopter you see departing to the north is a CH-53, otherwise known as the Jolly Green Giant. It's used for many rescue activities. We will have a demonstration this afternoon of a aerial rescue put on by the MH-60 Takeoff. Wings level, down the runway, high-speed pass, making a photo run of the crowd. So this is your chance.
All right. So I figure we got the barrel anyway.
ladies and gentlemen, setting up for his next pass, Husker 9-1, the RF-14 from the Nebraska Air National Guard. They'll be coming by, setting up for a knife edge pass so you get a good look at the still classic shape of the F-4 Phantom. Some people call it a very ugly airplane, but I think it's very pretty. Two of your narrators today have a combined total of well over 1,500 hours.
This helicopter has been running for an hour. Yeah. It wasn't listed.
Ladies and gentlemen, this RF-14 Reconnaissance airplane was used for the past 30 years. Not one of them. Coming again from the right, high-speed pass with a burner climb.
Even the flying tents can't do that. Joe, I'm sorry, I want to see some energy.
Pushing from the right, entering the initial overhead pattern. He'll be coming in and making a full stop landing now.
We'll have to take off with the right?
While we're waiting for the F-14 to land, we'd like to...
This is taking forever. We might turn this. He's up there.
The tower doesn't care, but the FAA will bust them.
Ladies and gentlemen, the TA-4 is now at your show left. They'll be setting up for a precautionary approach. This would be the type of pattern one would use if you had a potential emergency situation. He'll try and stay very high. He will simulate lack of engine power, so he'll be able to come around and make what we sometimes call a simulated flame-out pattern, SFO, or in their parlance, a precautionary landing approach.
There he is. Up over there. Just get up on the stage. You can just walk the far side.
What's going on the aircraft carrier? So the next approach you see will be a demonstration of a Navy carrier approach.
Here he comes with his carrier. It's more like a high-speed bus.
downwind now. The TA-4 will slow down from its rapid entry onto initials for landing approach. Slowing down, configuring the airplane with gear down, flaps down, speed brakes, and you probably noticed on his initial approach he had the hook down, which meant that he in fact is ready to take the cable.
Is that what Top Gun is? But, I guess they
Lieutenant Coleman will clean the airplane up, come back in and demonstrate the Navy's approach to a pop-up pattern with ordnance delivery. Cleaning up the airplane now, coming up into a left-hand turn. We'll get ready for the last pass of the TA-4 before he departs the area, heading back to his home station in Corpus Christi, Texas. He'll be demonstrating for us a maneuver similar to what you saw with the A-10 this morning. That is a pop-up pass for simulated ordnance delivery. Ladies and gentlemen, show left. Popping up now, the TA-4J flown by Lieutenant Coleman, Lieutenant Dugan from Corpus Christi, Texas.
Then he'll roll wings.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever wondered what would happen if one of our parachutes failed to open, watch closely because you are about to find out. Single jumper is wearing 3 parachutes instead of one blue is standing in that flag on the rear of the aircraft. This jumper will simulate an actual parachute inversion. This is our only total maneuver, and it's one of the most exciting maneuvers performed by the Golden Knights. Watch closely, ladies and gentlemen. In 2 seconds, you'll see the deployment of a small white parachute.
those burgers. Kill those burgers.
The jumper is underneath a perfectly good parachute. Now count this in and watch very closely. The jumper is accelerating first towards the can. It can never survive a landing under this parachute. The jumper releases the parachute, goes back into free fall, and watch closely for the deployment of its black and gold. Parachute and seat jumper cut away. Is recovered, re-rigged, and used time and again.
Ice cream, it's really good ice cream. Ice cream. Here, ice cream.
Now, if the cutaway jumper was right on the money when you released that actually all the jumpers are standing by to rear the aircraft, waiting the jump master. Let's go. The jumpers are out of the focus line. Immediately upon its wings, the aircraft, the team leader, takes the heading in this direction. The left wing, the right wing, key on his position. The left wing and the right wing tip, key on the left wing position and the right wing position. And now the wide wind formation is shaped. At 3,500 feet, the jumpers will separate and perform the bomb burst maneuver. They will receive vertical as well as lateral separation from one another.
Take a picture of the award.
Near the front, you will see the A-10 Thunderbolt II. Jumper number 2, number 3, and number 4 will follow him. Well, the knife is 27, and the average number of jumps is 1,500 free fall parachute jumps. Each of these jumpers is skilled in one of over 100 of military occupation specialties offered in today's Action Army. In fact, the U.S. Army. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it would not be possible for us to perform a parachute demonstration were it not for a ground control specialist on duty on the target to ensure a safe operation. And this is the duty performed.
We got an F-16. This one. Drive in, park. Chimney or something else. Is this the aircraft that you in fact, 711 is great. So we'd like to, after that, do the second chimney.
We always like to be with him when we go out at night because he takes care of everybody. High altitude climb with the airplane. This aircraft is carrying the underwing droppable fuel tanks. Incidentally, on the field today are some fighter pilots, and out the tail of that afterburner can be seen. Small jet fighter aircraft, as you can see up there. The left, the F-16
cleared. Fine beam marked up here with the MiG-17. They'll join up and they'll be making some photographic passes with the three aircraft with maximum performance takeoff by the two F-16 aircraft. As you can see them climbing for altitude out here on the right side. It appears that Dean Martin is leading this formation with the MiG-17. The F-16s are on the right and the left wing. Ladies and gentlemen, the F-16 Fighting Falcons and the MiG-17 Fresco. Give them a big wave as they go by in appreciation for what's happening here, ladies and gentlemen. That has to be one of the most unusual photographs as we get a high-performance pitch-up from the F-16. Dean Martin exits the area. There are very few of these MiG-17 fighter aircraft. It's the enhanced of this country. Russian airplane. I'd like to remind you later on this afternoon we have the flight of the second Russian airplane that we have here at Barnes Airport, the flight of the Yak-11 by Mr. Dan McHugh. Ladies and gentlemen, out at Air Show Center on the runway, coming down is Mr. Dean Martin from Burlington, Vermont with the MiG-17 Fresco. Give him a big wave as he comes by. First pass you just saw there was a simulated straight pass. When they identified the burning summit, simulated a gun pass on the from Mount Vernon, Texas. Next pass you'll be seeing do now will be a simulated delivery dropping bombs called a low angle bomb delivery. Off their ordnance, notice when they do a series of jig maneuvers to avoid the small arms fire from the ground. Notice how he sees the bandit and he starts to make a series of maneuvers to deny the gunshot.